I hike T.O., the mad black bard, half Irish, half African, which gives me a perspective that some folk find quite unique. The mysteries of Africa against Ireland's ways of faith, when brought up to the workday world, have taught me, come what may, no matter all our careful plans, what we intend to do, Dame Life will have her own sweet way and pay no mind to you. Best you can do is live your life, share pleasure where you can. Then meet your fate and smile and say, I've been my kind of man. So if you'd share a song and laugh against ways of life so hard, then come and join a simple fool, T.O., the mad black bard. Now, my father was an Irish sailing man. My mother was a Songhai witch. And that makes me, as some might see, a mixed-up son of a stitch in time saves nine. But be all that as it may, from a mother I learned Eastern thought and tales of mystery. From a father I learned Ireland's ways and the joy that life can be. For the Irish are a joyous folk, though a bit inclined to row.
Nay, never.
And it's of just one such headstrong soul I'd sing to you right now. Now the lads don't take to orders well, nor bow their necks to rule. And the best example I can give is one Finian J. O'Toole. Now, there is one thing, and it's a terrible thing for a man my age to have to admit, but I'm going to need help with me die-dies. I'm going to need help with me die-dies. Now, as the song goes on, you'll understand. Well, I'll spin you a tale of an Irish lad named Finian J. O'Toole, a brawny, brawling broth of a man, the original fighting fool. One day the old Grim Reaper for Finian came to call, which led to the occasion of the grandest fight of all. Finian, oh Finian, Finian J. O'Toole, a man of heart, a man of hope, the original fighting fool. Die, 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 die. When Finian reached the pearly gates in a rather prickly mood, St. Peter made the grave mistake of speaking to him rude. Well, Finian, being who he was, he rolled his sleeves up tight and challenged the old fisherman to come outside and fight. Finian, oh Finian, Finian J. O'Toole, a man of heart, a man of hope, the original fighting fool. Die, 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 die. Well, all of heaven shook that day, the clouds were thrashed about, as were the angels who rushed in to help St. Peter out. And when the dust had settled, they lay sprawled about the land. Finian stood a-twirling Peter's gate key in his hand. Finian, oh Finian, Finian J. O'Toole, a man of heart, a man of hope, the original fighting fool. Die, 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 die. Now I'm inside, says Finian, as any fool can say, and you're all out there wondering just how it's gonna be. Said he, I've made and proved me point, so it's all the same to me. So I let yous in, and I'll go to hell if you'll set Ireland free. Finian, oh Finian, Finian J. O'Toole, a man of heart, a man of hope, the original fighting fool. Die, 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 die. Well, now heaven's back to normal, and God sits in his place. But every now and then there comes an odd smile to his face, 'cause his ears reach forever. And so we heard the shout when Finian breached the gates of hell and kicked the devil out. Finian, oh Finian, Finian J. O'Toole, a man of heart, a man of hope, the original fighting fool. Finian, oh Finian, Finian J. O'Toole, a man of heart, a man of hope, the original fighting fool. Thank you. Thank you. I thank you kindly. Now, let's see here. I've sailed on all the 7 seas, I've traveled far and wide. The different folk and ways of life I've seen on every side. But in all the lands I've come to, it seems folk old and young all ask the self-same question, each in his or her own tongue. No matter what the land and clime, no matter where I go, they'll ask you, where do you come from? And then they'll ask you, what do you know? Where do you come from and what do you know? Where have you been to and where can you go? What do you bring to the things that you see? What are you now and what can you be? Born of a woman and launched into life, seen my fair share of great joy and great strife. Learned what I had to survive what I could. Had my nose rubbed in what's bad and what's good. Where do you come from and what do you know? Where have you been to and where can you go? What do you bring to the things that you see? What are you now and what can you be? Life brings before you its joys and its pains. It's all how you handle the sunshine and rain. Do your best work and take love as you will. Then you can laugh at the top of the hill. Where do you come from and what do you know? Where have you been to and where can you go? What do you bring to the things that you see? What are you now and what can you be? Listen, seems that it's easy, it's all plain to me. What you believe flavors how it will be. The way you treat life is the way life treats you. Keep that in mind and lad or lassie, you'll do. So tell me, where do you come from and what do you know? Where have you been to and where can you go? What do you bring to the things that you see? What are you now and what can you be?
Make way for the king!
We can do that.
Good day.
Ray, proceed, Master Minstrel.
Your gracious majesty. All right then. Now this next song was a gift to me from a very special friend. But I've my own suspicions she was speaking of her kin. They've quite a bit in common. So although she's quite serene, it's in my mind that she's of the blood of the little man in green. There is a little man who sits alone deep in the wood. By honest lights, he's not so bad, but likewise not so good. He's really rather tricksy, and he's rarely to be seen. Tread lightly if you chance upon the little man in green. Betimes he likes to visit, and you'll know when he's near. For odd things start to happen, and you'll find you're short on beer. There's no use getting rough, my friends, you'd best withhold your spleen. For you'd not wish to run afoul of the little man in green. He's really rather tricksy, and he's rarely to be seen. Tread lightly if you chance upon the little man in green. A fellow caught him out one day, and as the tales agree, he asked for and was granted his appointed wishes 3. But when his greed o'erreached him, and he tried for number 4, the little man turned round and left him poorer than before. He's really rather tricksy, and he's rarely to be seen. Tread lightly if you chance upon the little man in green. He likes his pipe and drink, my friends, and likes his wenches too. They're often used to trap him and successfully